All right, man. Season 7, episode 4. Yes, we got a special guest. Listen, nerd. This is crazy right here. Collecting Infinity Stones with the pregame podcast. What we do?
It's a big deal in the city. It's a big deal in the city.
We talk to the big dogs.
Everybody know when we say this. Everybody know what it is. Oh, word!
Yeah,
everybody know it. Everybody
it's
know
different. This episode is different this week, man. Big shout out to Ladina from Midwest Leak in the building. Round of applause, man.
Thank you guys for having me.
So, MidwestLeak.com. The magazine's in my hand right here. Wow, man. Drop more bombs, Q.
I didn't get that.
Because why not? It's crazy. Fire. Miss Ladina, where can everybody find you on social media?
So, Midwest Leak is our everything. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. And then mine is just Ladina. So, it's Ledeana.
That's nice that you're able to get that with just your name.
We hear that.
Yeah.
That's rare.
I got my Gmail too.
Wow, that's crazy.
Just gave that away on accident.
They're
gonna be in there.
Oh, they definitely gonna be, yes.
Check me out.
Artists.
Yeah.
Sending links. They probably already do that, don't they?
Well, they have emails to use. Like there's a Leak Music Monday email that's all for music.
Stick to the business page, people.
Yeah, stay out of there.
For sure.
Trying to get that person
Follow the protocol to get her.
That's what she's telling you right now.
Right to the trash.
Never.
Office hours are. We trying to
24/7.
There you go. Listen, we start off every single pregame podcast interview with the pregame podcast pop quiz. Ask you a flurry of questions. You do your best to answer.
30?
Oh.
A flurry of questions.
A 30, my nigga?
Nah,
I said 30 questions.
I didn't know that was a test.
Just 5.
Interview. This is a job interview. 30 questions would be crazy.
That would be outrageous. We're going to ask you about 30 questions, though.
Okay.
We going to get there.
All in
somehow,
all.
some way.
Especially because
he's going
to hit you with 5 at the end.
Indeed.
I was done, but I'm just. Can I start?
Yeah, of course.
So, if there's anybody who you can highlight in your magazine or any of your platforms who you haven't yet, who would it be?
Locally or
anybody?
What is
anybody. Like, what's your Infinity Stone? Your golden goose?
Minister Farrakhan.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That'd be tight.
I like that.
He up the street. Go holler at him.
I too would sit down. I would listen to Mr.
Apparently, a conversation with Farrakhan enlightens you immediately.
I bet it would.
All the rappers come back talking different when
I
they talk
don't
to
believe
he's a great order.
I think he's a good speaker though.
Hey, listen, he run where I'm from. That's his city.
I bet.
He's tied in.
He tied in mob tied.
For sure.
That's a good question, bro.
Great question.
So my question is, if Midwest Leak were to have focused on any other like part of culture, what would it have been besides music?
Well, I don't only focus on music. So the thing is really about entrepreneurship. And so being an artist is a form of entrepreneurship. For sure. Everything we cover, I would say, encompasses some kind of entrepreneurship more so than saying everything incorporates music. But like he is an artist, but he owns this trucking company.
This is Brew Nasty.
Yeah, so we put, sorry, y'all.
Nah, you all good.
This one.
So it's like highlighting him as the artist, entrepreneur, and then his other entrepreneurial endeavors. And then on the other side, we've got Terrence Hood, and he is an entrepreneur and a community activist. So it's not really music related.
He's the star of Weekend Facebook. This weekend. He's the star of Facebook this weekend.
Every weekend.
Yeah, this week it was lit this weekend on the Terrence Hood page.
Man. I love that.
I got a tough question, and it's tough because there's so many different answers. What's the theme song in your life?
Ooh.
See, it's tough. Basically, what's your favorite song? What's the one get you going? Long night coming. I got to turn my song on.
It's different songs for different moods.
Real life.
So.
What's the I got to get this done mood?
The hustle. The grind. What you got?
I have a Leak Music Monday playlist.
Okay.
So I'll turn on that playlist. Okay. And I think that's kind of where life is at.
That's real. I would like to hear this playlist.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah,
maybe I should start sharing it.
Yes.
People love a new playlist.
They do.
Okay.
I still connected. Oh, that's my shit too. Okay.
I'm a Starbucks fan, so I'm just gonna ask the question. When you go to Starbucks, what are you getting immediately?
What's in your cup? This is my cup.
What's the order?
Depends on the task at hand again.
Ooh,
How much caffeine do I need?
Moods.
But I would say a white chocolate mocha or just coffee, just plain coffee.
Oh, all right. I gotta have my coffee sweet. I can't do it plain.
Oh,
I mean, I
Well, shout out
doctor
to
it
you.
up, but I'm
Okay,
saying
okay,
I don't
got
have
you,
to
got you,
have
got
like
you.
a latte
I
all the
cut it.
time.
Don't
And
get
all
it
that.
twisted.
That's how
sure.
people end up spending $1,000 a month at Starbucks because their drinks are like $10 a piece.
Yeah,
But
'cause they
coffee,
adding this,
I'm about
adding
$7.81 per trip.
smoking sauce.
coffee is only $3. But
That's real.
I'm really trying to get off of Starbucks though.
It's hard. It's gateway. It's a truck. You
It
can't get out of
is.
there.
It's
So you
some-
making it at the crib now?
I do, but
same.
like eventually I would like to have a coffee bar. So
Oh,
I would
that's
like
nice.
to see, not depending on them to provide it. I just need to find a source that is comparable.
That'd be
That's
fire.
I
You got a
love me a
name?
good black-owned coffee spot. That's my
Can't get
favorite.
it out.
I'm gonna hold on to it.
'Cause let me tell you something.
I
It'll be
was
gone
looking
through
for what I was
weeks.
fishing for.
No, it's already taken.
It's like
real?
baby names.
Yeah.
They be going in a heartbeat.
Yeah, you can't give names out. They'll take that.
It is true. People will steal. Indeed.
Yeah, I reserved everything once I knew what I wanted to do. I
Oh,
just
that's
haven't
tight.
introduced.
Oh, so this is coming.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What side of town? What side of town you want to be
Where
on?
we gonna be at?
What's your preference?
I love the middle.
Okay.
Okay.
Central area is cool.
It is. It's
Like
nice.
that's for everybody. You didn't say
Okay.
east, west. You said smack dab
Yeah,
right
for
there
sure.
in the middle.
That's where I always been. That's where I like to stay.
That's real. Indeed. Is that the end of the pregame podcast?
That's
Buck
it.
Williams?
That is.
That's 4.
And round of applause for Lindeen
that
of
was
the
great.
Midwest League. That was wonderful. Awesome. I just want to get right into it. You know, I just want to know just the origin story, excuse me, not the orange story. The origin story behind Midwest League and
Got him on his
how you
toes
came
over
up with
there.
this idea and made this happen.
So I always have been interested in reading and writing and interviews and music. Like that's always been my thing. When I was in school, people remember me on the bus because, well, they bused us from the neighborhood to Decatur. So it was like a 30-minute ride.
Gotcha.
So on the
Every
bus,
day?
every 30
Man.
minutes there, 30 minutes home.
Nigga, that's a commute.
stay by the
That's
fairground?
crazy.
Mapleton Fall Creek.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
I don't-
a hike
I think
in the
they
morning.
stopped the.
They don't do that program no
the
more.
bus
For
service.
sure.
A lot of
Yeah,
people that went
They
different
stopped
places
busing, yeah.
from inner city out to township schools. It was a big deal. It really helped a lot of people.
That's where you graduated from.
Right.
Okay.
Like, really, I kind of hate that they stopped it. I mean, I appreciate what I got from going out
Schools cut it
there,
out.
but it would have been better if they had never started it, I guess I should say, instead of saying I hate they
Because
stopped
taking
it.
it away is tough.
Yeah, but if we had stayed in our neighborhoods would be stronger.
True.
That's real. Indeed.
Facts.
But yeah, so I rode the bus 30 minutes each way, and I would sit on the bus and read magazines. Word Up, Right On, Black Beat, Sister to Sister,
okay.
Double
Were you the,
XL,
Hey,
Source.
sister to sister was fire.
Like,
I didn't see that coming from you.
Sister was fire. That good
I
magazine,
didn't
man. That good magazine. Man.
Sister
But
to
no.
Mister over there.
But no, really, it was Sister to Sister was my favorite.
It was
one
good.
because
It
I
was
like the
good.
style of interviewing that she did, and I do it too. So yeah,
That era, I feel like there was an era of like teenage like nostalgia where those magazines you would have the posters all up in your room, and I feel like kids don't even think about that.
Nah, they just
anymore.
Google the image.
and
That's
they're
it.
not gonna have a way to print it, most likely.
That's
Yeah.
true. Damn.
Yeah, and I don't. Well, I need that for when I can pull up that same picture on Instagram. every
I don't know.
day.
It was like a coming of age situation. You would go into people's rooms like, damn,
Yeah,
that's
it's
fire.
power
Yeah,
putting the
that's
good
crazy.
poster on your wall.
And
Indeed.
like creating the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. My sister had B5. Like, you walk into my sister's room, B5 was everywhere.
All she do is think of you.
Crazy.
Wow, we lived in an amazing era. That
Yup.
was-
We got the best of both
Can't be
What
worlds.
a time.
Who did you guys put on your walls?
Well, I wasn't allowed to.
Yeah, it was athletes.
Oh, no, I had posters.
I was always in trouble. I didn't get
Allen Iverson was on my wall.
I wouldn't fuck my mama walls. up.
AI
As I got older, Kanye
was on
West,
the wall a lot, actually. He's always get him trying to make a move.
Kobe. I had a lot of basketball players and soccer players as well on my wall.
My brother had a Deion Sanders poster I wanted today. Water covers 3/4 of the earth. I cover the rest. That poster was so fire.
My thing was
Oh, that poster
collages.
was
So I always had
fire.
like a collage of images in one. And I got older, grew out of that.
I
But
had sections
Yeah.
like this is the Tupac section. This is
There you go.
the No Limit section. You know,
you excited about that new Tupac documentary about his mom and their relationship?
I watch all of them. I'm not more excited than
Gotcha.
the other one, I guess.
I hadn't heard about that one. What's it gonna be on streaming?
So,
Hulu.
Hulu.
Hulu. Okay.
Yeah, it's coming out. I think in April.
What I have been wanting to watch is Hip Hop on Trial. I keep trying to get to it because I really hate what's going on with that. So I just want to see how they covered it.
Okay.
Yeah. I think there's only one episode out, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but they started it off talking about, like, for instance, Bohemian Rhapsody. Like, if you listen to those lyrics, he's confessing to committing a murder. But none of them are on trial.
That's
crazy, man.
I would have never
It's
known
like they
that.
pick and choose.
Yes, I didn't know.
The song by Queen,
Mhm.
where
I
he's
have to
like,
listen to
Mama
it.
just
Yeah,
killed
I
a
heard
man,
it.
put a
Yeah.
gun against his head.
Oh,
put
damn, you're
against his
right.
head.
Wow.
Damn, you're very right.
So if he's saying all that,
Mhm.
but it's art, right?
But now, come
And
on.
he's free.
There's a little difference there. I
But
don't think.
then
Is it? Or
let
did
it
he just
be-
murder somebody?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is there
He
a body to be
said
found?
He put a gun against his head, pulled the trigger, now he's dead.
Man, what's little man's name? I forget his name.
Hey,
Lil Mouse.
No.
Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Mercury ain't killing nobody. Not that way, at least.
No, that's crazy though.
But why can lyrics prove that somebody did something?
I
How come
feel
it can't
it.
be art?
I feel it, but I think if it's like a trail or like a little breadcrumb, then you know that's kind of the game, unfortunately.
yeah. The only one I believe is that Drake killed XXX. Other
Yeah,
than that, they all
he's
lying.
assuredly knows that Drake killed
But Drake
XXX.
got bars similar to that. Drake got bars literally telling on himself.
Yeah,
Yeah, I did it. It was me.
but I think there has to be an element of you have to have done something to tell on yourself.
Yeah, what if they're not doing anything but this is art?
That's
You're
true,
absolutely
too.
correct.
Yeah, for sure.
That's true.
I see both sides.
But,
I'm with you,
But do we
and they
believe
conveniently
that?
pick and choose.
So if you're in a
Who they
certain
wanna
genre,
look at.
it's not considered art.
There you
It's
go.
considered a confession.
That's
But
not art.
When you're
They're
in
just
another
rapping.
genre, it's considered art.
Yeah,
That's real.
And the key to this is racism, guys. If you're missing that,
It's always there. It's always in the room.
They ain't investigate Rihanna.
always walks through the door.
Man down.
Oh my
Brum,
goodness.
ba, ba, bum, brum, ba, ba, bum, brum, ba, ba, bum.
Hey, he's no longer
Rihanna
here.
can do no wrong.
Where he at?
Beyonce can
To
say the
anyone,
name. I shot them
anytime.
all. We gonna be like, we don't believe
Yeah,
it.
Rihanna pulled to the
But
courtroom. Fire.
Back to Midwest League though. Why is this sudden important? I know it's what you do. It's who you are extremely passionate about. I can hear it in your voice. Why did you decide to go with the name Midwest League and get this started?
With the name, when I first started, I worked with Scoop magazine at first,
Okay.
and I was the editor for Scoop, and I built a lot of relationships due to my passion for interviewing entertainers. And so I would go and meet people when they came in town for concerts and things, and then I put the articles in Scoop. And I went and did an interview where I got it would be like a Shade Room exclusive type of information. And I didn't even realize how big of a deal it was what they said in the interview until I saw the person they were talking about at another interview. And I was like, you know what? So-and-so mentioned you when I interviewed them when they came in town. And they're like, let me see. And so they read my article.
That's crazy.
And they were like, what? They picked up the phone and started calling people.
Yeah.
And so I was like, Leak made sense, you know?
Yeah,
Like I
yeah,
was
the
planning
Midwest
to
League.
Yeah, but then it wasn't that kind of thing. It didn't really fit in the place that I was at the time. And so he encouraged me to start my own, doing what I'm really most interested in.
Wow.
And that's how it went.
That's tight. It's tight that he didn't like try to stifle you.
Correct,
Like,
yeah.
shut
Yeah.
you down.
It's good sign of
They kept
mentorship.
that.
No, that's tight. And I'm gonna say it, man. As a veteran journalist, you know, who's been around this game for a long time. What's the difference between, you know, now and when you started? Because I feel like everything has changed so much, and even this idea of print and information, how it's consumed and who's
Articles.
consuming it, articles, all that. Like, what's your perspective on the game today?
I mean, everything's always evolving. So some things have phased out. Some things are able to persevere. Sometimes with print, it's just about what kind of advertising you are able to get. Like that's
Got
what
you.
funds the print usually. So, and that's on every scale. And with interviews and articles being consumed mostly online, it has to be a different format.
Yeah.
No one's going to be able to really sit and read pages, or I don't know if they'd be willing to, you know. So there are still some magazines that print. One of the reasons that I am very excited to still print is because I have a lot of subscribers that get the magazine in the mail, and especially a lot of incarcerated subscribers. And so when they get the magazine, it brings them joy, and
That's dope.
That's phenomenal.
that's important to me.
That's fire. Can I ask you, like, what, you know, we from Indianapolis, well, most of us are, born and raised, and I love my city. And I just want to know, like, for you, as you talk to and interview a lot of independent artists from the city, what makes an Indianapolis artist stand out? If you could pick an artist out from Atlanta, Detroit, Chicago, LA, what makes that Indianapolis artist different?
I think that I guess it's kind of hard to identify it because I'm right here with them. So
Yeah.
we are one. But
That's fair to say.
That's very fair to say.
I mean, I go other places and I can identify them like you're foreign. Like, I know you're not from here.
No, but so you embody the spirit of Indianapolis. And I know you put on with, for sure, man.
As you should be.
As you should.
Y'all hear that?
Yeah,
Some people
man.
don't like the city, and it's
Say it with your chest, weirdos.
I have a
You
shirt.
from
I
that?
say it with my chest. It says Naptown AF. I'm going to get y'all one.
There you go. I need one. Because I love my city dearly,
what
and
I
I feel like a lot of times people hate on it. But you got things like this. Midwest League been in here for years, holding us down, putting people on. And I think that these platforms need to be elevated. And I appreciate you for providing a space for people that are independent artists that definitely need a magazine, that need a look, that need an interview. That's major.
I enjoy helping people tell their stories.
For sure.
So that's really what it is ultimately to me.
Who was that first big Midwest League artist where you was like, okay, yeah, I got something here? Who was that individual? And how'd that interview go?
Well, that's a tough question.
Okay. I know you talk to a lot of people.
Yeah. When you say I got something, do you mean like their talent, or you mean like what they said in the interview?
What they said, it was like, man, okay, I know this right here is going to take Midwest League to the next level.
Like, we're here to stay.
Yeah, like, okay, this is it.
So the funny thing is the moments that happen with magazine interviews and covers and things, it wasn't something that I knew while it was happening. It was printing the magazine, putting them out. Like, I go out and pass out magazines. I like getting people's reactions. I go to events. I go to barbershops and just handing it to somebody and hearing what they say, or getting the calls later. The very first magazine, it had Gucci Mane on one side and it had Simply Ophelia on the other side. And
What a time.
she
What a
was
That name rings a bell.
she was on
No, you know.
For
Shout out
the
to
Love
Simply
of Ray J.
Ophelia.
She was on For the Love of Ray J. She was in a 50 Cent I Get Money video.
Yeah.
And so,
And she's from the city.
yeah, she's from here.
She's from the city.
Eastside, too. Eastside.
Salute.
That's crazy.
She's still popping.
Hey, if I see her like out of public, I'm like a kid.
Oh.
Wow. Every time.
She's definitely there. There she goes. I don't want to say too much, but just like, hey, I don't want to bother nobody, but there she go right there.
So that cover, it was more conversation about her than it was about Gucci. And I really was thinking that it was going to be about Gucci. So that happened, but I didn't know when it was happening that it was going to be like that.
Got you.
And then when G Fresh was on the cover, and it was kind of like people didn't really know what he looked like.
Mm-hmm.
And so when the cover came out, and they're like, it was like the man behind the myth.
Got you.
And so
you kind of gave insight to someone who's, you know, a bit of a mystery.
So that it made a difference, but I didn't know when I was doing it that it was going to be that big of a deal. And I did a cover before where somebody had on something that it was a big deal, like a controversial thing in the city. But I go into everything like I'm interviewing another entrepreneur. I'm excited to tell their story. I'm not thinking about what it's going to be in those
Got you
terms.
in that moment.
Yeah.
I like that. You just doing your job. That's a great perspective. Is there a particular writer or someone you look up to, or that kind of, you know, I know you mentioned a magazine, kind of something like, okay, I like this when you were younger on the bus in high school. But is there a particular writer, hip hop journalist that you like respect and is like, man, that's tight. I appreciate their work and their effort.
Well, I followed everything that Jamie Foster Brown did. She was the publisher of Sister to Sister. And I guess we're kind of similar in some ways because she was the publisher. She did most of the interviews. She was like the face behind it, even though she wasn't trying to be the face behind it. So like when I said I don't do interviews, it's not because people haven't asked me to do interviews. It's just that was never my point.
Oh, so
I
special.
wanted to
This is fire.
Thanks for coming.
Real life Khadijah James. This is tight.
Crazy.
If we name fictional characters, I would name Khadijah.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, this is the real life Flavor magazine,
crazy.
y'all. I don't know if y'all know. We all watch Living Single.
Her
This
being
is Flavor.
fictional doesn't mean she can't inspire somebody.
Yeah, this is it. And she did everything. And you see in that show, like, everything was like, if I don't do, who gonna do it? Sinclair? Can't trust her to do nothing around here. I got to get this stuff done. That's so dope.
I would say Oprah, except she puts herself in the front of everything, and that's
Right.
the opposite of
Yeah.
me. But I do admire all the ways that she's like a part of everything, and she can create. I mean, she can do anything. Oprah's amazing.
Yeah. Oprah just really took over the game.
That's real.
I like the way Angie Martinez has evolved.
Okay. Shout out to Angie.
Yeah.
For sure.
You kind of mentioned getting like leaks or exclusives and things of that nature, but you also referenced like the Shade Room at first. And me, I damn near try to ignore the Shade Room because like a lot of their topics is kind of interesting. Not interesting, but like it's not my entertainment. But what do you feel like your responsibility is? Kind of like make sure you're highlighting entrepreneurs, which I think is very important. Trying to avoid some of like those pitfalls, or just not trying to be like that one thing that's just spreading rumors or kicking a bunch of things that aren't really that good for the culture in general.
Well, it's never been me. And the thing about being an entrepreneur to me is that I can be myself. So I don't have to act a certain way. I don't have to deal with certain things. Like I've been an entrepreneur straight out of college.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't think I could be the rumor mill because I don't even involve myself in the rumors. I know some things I have to keep up with as far as popular culture in my industry, but yeah, that's not for me.
Okay. Are you did you go to school for journalism?
Kind of.
It's cool because you was gonna be like one of the rare people I actually knew that did journalism in school and actually got to it. Because like,
Well,
I'm a journalism major too.
really? Okay. I majored in sociology and criminology.
Okay.
And I had a minor in journalism.
Got you.
But I actually majored in journalism up until my senior year. And when I decided to start the magazine, I realized that there were certain skills that I needed. And in looking at what was left of my time in my curriculum map, I wasn't going to get to take those classes.
Yeah.
I had to take like history, art, journalism history, and just different things that I understand why they want that background, but I needed web design. I needed graphic design. I needed things that if I'm going to run this magazine, I have to know how to do it in case somebody I'm working with is not available to help me.
Right.
So that's how I ended up not actually having the journalism degree, but I have almost all the classes.
That's really smart, actually.
You did that right.
Understand what you need and be like, you know what? I am a journalism major. I'm just not going to put it on paper per se. I'm going to go get other stuff and sharpen my tools.
Especially in that time and how much degrees were valued.
Yeah.
So it was hard for me to let that part go. But at that point, I knew what I wanted. I had interned at the Star, and I knew I don't want to do news.
Yeah.
And I had started the magazine, and I knew like it's taking all my attention. This has no choice but to work.
That's crazy.
So if that's the plan, then why would I take what they tell me? Especially having supportive professors that built independent studies for me. So if we're paying Butler all this money, I at least need to extract as much knowledge out of the people.
Money, 'cause Butler
Whatever they got, you need it. Take it.
Okay, but that's a level of like maturity or just like vision to kind of see that. Because as a student
and passion and purpose too,
you get your curriculum and you just follow it. You don't even think outside of it because you're just trying to graduate. But for you to kind of identify like, yeah, this is great, but if I don't have this, none of this is gonna matter anyway.
I wish there was a way that I could express that to students because it's so serious. Like I don't know how I would have done a lot of the things if I had stuck to that path, and I knew I didn't want to get hired by a newspaper.
Right. Yeah, like We was in school. Me and Ree had the same situation. We was in school doing like script writing.
Boy.
We had no intentions of writing a movie,
man.
but it was a required course, and I much rather had it
so
been doing
hard.
like graphic design, like you mentioned, because you need those skills versus what they kind of line you up to do. They had me in print at first.
Or maybe they have by now.
I don't know shit. I've been out of school for a while. Maybe.
No, that's real.
Maybe.
I want some more history.
I might go back.
How long has Midwest League been in motion for those that don't know?
I introduced the website in 2007, and the first issue printed at the end of 2007.
Do you have an idea how many
This is crazy.
you've done? Like count?
In the Ice Lounge
Legend.
days.
Legend.
I'm working
in
on
the building.
119.
Wow.
Remember Ice Lounge?
Okay.
Ice Lounge was the time you get you a Midwest League. Hey, I'm trying to tell
Man,
you,
shout out to
Ice
Midwest
Lounge
League,
was
man.
hey.
Yeah, we were at
Legendary.
We was in
Indianapolis.
What's
Shit.
this? What's the league?
Crazy.
I never heard of this. You gonna get one? Okay, little magazine in the city.
Do people?
Ice Lounge was
are
it.
you handpicking? Who's gonna be involved in the issue on the cover?
It just depends on the issue.
Okay. Does someone maybe I'm someone that wants to be on the cover? Are they reaching out to you?
Can you put me on the cover?
Put me on the cover. What the fuck I'm feeling for? Are they say, hey, I'm trying to be on the cover? Are they doing that or?
It's both.
Okay, that's
it's
cool.
both. But one thing that I'm really excited about doing
Legend.
is, if you look at the next cover is Paris, and so she's
Shout out to Paris Ladon.
Yeah, shout out to the homie.
So that cover is sponsored by a hair store.
Okay.
And so her hair is going to be provided by them. The hair store is called House of Beauty Miss Cutie. It's in Washington Square. So it's one of the first black-owned ones here. And then E-Class, her cover was sponsored by Wig Queens.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's a wig shop that it's on the east side. And one of the things that they specialize in, when we talk about it in that magazine, is insurance will help people get wigs if they have a medical condition.
Wow.
So a lot of people don't know that. So it's encouraging people
knew
to
that.
look at all their options.
Get your wig.
How serious? I mean, I got
They have to
alopecia.
really need it. Alopecia.
Okay.
Chemo.
This is from alopecia. You have it too.
Tap in.
Yeah, go
as soon
ahead.
as I can get
Go
the
ahead.
surgery, I'm
Deuce-
getting it.
Deuce the creator.
Yeah, get your
Go
top
crazy.
peeled on.
Get you a little wig, Anderson Paak.
We're gonna fill this up right
So,
here.
so
get me
in
right.
that issue, E-Class speaks about her hair story and some of the things that she went through, and there's some resources for people that may be going through similar things and stuff like that.
So, man, this is you just a wealth of wisdom, well of wisdom. Excuse me, because I feel like this is crazy. You've been doing this for so long. How have you been able to just create and connect with so many businesses in the city of Indianapolis? Are you kind of walking there and saying, "Hey, I have this magazine." How does that process work? How do you go about that?
At this point, they probably know her.
Honestly, I don't want to answer your question for you, but consistency is key.
No, that's real.
When we were in the Ice Lounge, those people I was 21, and now I'm 36. Okay. We got a lot of businesses now. People do stuff. So it's I remember that. I remember seeing League Magazine in Ice Lounge.
And
I'm
it's
pretty
funny
sure
you
it was
mentioned
a
Ice
copy
Lounge.
with Nuvo on it.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I was like, what's Nuvo?
Nuvo ran the world for us summer.
I remember that. I was like, I've never seen Nuvo until I saw Midwest League. Crazy.
Shout out to the pop.
Had to try something.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Leak Ladies were sponsored by Nuvo at the time, and so they had their own drink that we had at some of the bars that we worked at and stuff.
Shout out to the League Ladies.
You got the league ladies. That's tight.
No, that's crazy though.
League Ladies, hey.
We over there reminiscing.
But no, I appreciate that.
It was a
Big
time,
fan.
man. It really was, man.
But that's part of why the magazine is the size it is, because we passed them out in the clubs and people could just stick them in their
Just
pockets.
stick 'em in and
Hey.
keep going.
That's crazy because
Wake up the next morning.
the hand
what is
feel
this?
reminds me of a Jet magazine.
Yeah,
From childhood.
Thank you.
it's fire
That's
though.
what
And
puts me in mind of
so,
my
And
hand.
you was a wild dude if a League lady handed you a League magazine and you threw it down. What? She gonna
Nah,
look at you like,
yeah.
what you on?
Yeah.
I'm tripping. You right. Let me get this back up. I'm keeping this.
I want to know, but how I want to know the concept behind the Leak Ladies. Come on, what's that? How
You
that
know
get
what's
started?
weird about League ladies is now they would struggle now because bottle girls are taking over the clubs. But League ladies, I mean, they were just ladies in the club.
Passing
in there,
out the
yeah,
magazine.
and letting you know, hey, have you ever had Nuvo? No, what is that? I'll check this out. And it was kind of like the original bottle girls. Is that weird to say?
It's not weird to say, but I don't think they would struggle.
No,
because-
well, I don't say that because the clubs hire so many people now
Yeah,
to walk
it's
around
also,
sparkling. It
though,
wasn't like that.
The Leak Ladies really are there. They're not there trying to sell you anything.
Right.
So What happened?
I was my phone.
His phone was on. As you can see on
I was
camera.
all in the leak
Yeah,
lady.
zoom in.
You went to look at the leak lady page?
Yeah, honestly, I didn't know that there was an Instagram. I did.
Okay.
I was trying to see how far down I could scroll, see what I can remember.
I'm sorry, I'm excited,
I used to be like, yeah.
Oh, Leak Ladies is here. Button up my shirt.
Well, we're gonna be at Sweet 38 or the Sweet 38 reunion.
Well,
on
I'm really,
Friday.
Okay.
I'm really
This is
contemplating.
38 reunion.
Yes,
I'm
on
about to
Friday.
move.
You trying to
I'm
go?
old.
You trying to go?
Really? I got
I've
to
been-
tell some people about that.
I've been
because-
contemplating because I want to go.
Are people gonna dress the part? Because if you're not gonna wear jeans and hard bottoms at Sweet 38, you really
I'm not.
shouldn't go. I mean, that was
I think
also a
it's
part
not
of the time.
long enough ago for
Hasn't
people
been- okay.
to dress
So
different.
they're gonna
I
talk
don't
about me
think.
bad if I do that. Yeah.
What
Because
is
hey,
he on? He at the Barist, not at Sweet 38.
no, yes, it was real. You couldn't get in there without your hard bottoms on.
And now-
They was not letting you in Cloud 9.
Now I can definitely pay the 20 to cut the line.
They wasn't letting
For
you in.
sure. I can definitely.
Well, it's gonna
I
be
got the
80.
20.
It's
We
gonna
didn't
be
do that
80
back
now.
then.
No way.
We just waiting.
Yeah,
So
I got
you
the
went
20
to
now.
Cloud 9, Sweet 38, Limelight. You
I've been
saw
all.
all three.
Remember running that football at Cloud 9? I mean, we talking about
Absolutely.
real fun.
Absolutely.
Real fun. They don't even club no more. You can't just
They been in the club with their phone out. They don't be in the
Got
club.
my favorite bartender coming back. She coming down. She flying into the city.
India.
it was
Yep.
That's crazy.
Hey, you tip India. She pour your drink. It's gonna be heavy handed, and she gonna give you a shot of Everclear. Crazy,
Oh, she's trying to kill people.
crazy nights.
Don't be telling all her secrets.
Oh, the world needs to know. Stay away. But
So one thing I felt like is fire, and I've had my own like, dang, I want to be a part of that, or I want to be in the mix of the Midwest League Awards. I just want to know the history behind
Yeah,
that.
you done heard my brother feelings
Even
over
as
there
a
a couple
podcast,
times.
I'm like, man, that's something you need. Like, you need that. You know what I
It's a
mean?
step.
It's- if you in Indianapolis, Indiana, you got something going on, man. To be to receive a Midwest League Award is a big deal. So how'd that come about?
Before I start, how did I hurt his feelings?
He just
I'm just, man,
he's ultra competitive.
I just like stuff like
he
that.
want to win one.
Yeah, we got
No,
Yeah.
because some people, I felt like this was gonna happen. Some people, they have been coming to me like they were let down because I haven't had it in the last couple of years. So I kind of feel guilty. So I thought that's where you were
I think people
going.
understand that.
No, I wasn't on that. It's been a lot going on, but it's definitely something that was desired. And I think if you are in the creative scene or entrepreneur or an artist, to get in Midwest League Awards says a lot about what you got going on. So I just want to know the history behind that as well.
So I am bringing it back this year.
Okay.
And it was just, everything really goes hand in hand, you know. A lot of things started, well, everything started with the magazine, but a lot of things started from Music Monday. So with Music Monday, in creating concepts for different theme nights and special things, we ended up, that's where Finesse the Runway came from.
Got you.
And I mean, we're seeing all this talent every week. We're seeing how much people love and support them. It was the cool thing to do to support local music.
Got you.
And
to
so,
highlight, give it a platform,
yeah.
a further platform.
I mean, for regular people that just, it was cool for them to know local music. Like coming to Music Monday every week to see what's new from homegrown talent. Like now it's not so much excitement around knowing all the words to local music. So it was just a different time. But during that time, we wanted to highlight some of the great things that were going on. And I used to travel a lot, so I got to be around people that created award shows in their cities. Like Bigger Rankin had a show in Florida, and then there's the Ozone Awards, of course. And so it was kind of like, well, you're with us and you're representing the Midwest, so what do y'all do?
Right.
A lot of times my friends from other cities in the industry wanted to come to Indianapolis to see what it was like. I had to provide something for them to do when they came.
That's real, man. Bring it back. I know it's coming, but I'm excited. I'm excited that you bringing it back this year.
I appreciate that.
For sure. That's crazy.
What does he likes to ask this question, but I'm asking. What is
You
like
stole his
what
question.
what
He
is your
snatched it.
Dang.
Go
what does your
crazy.
team look like? Like
Oh, that was my
Yeah.
question, nigga. That's mine.
it's yours. Oh my bad. What is
He knew he stole it. He just
Yeah.
got it from.
I knew I took it. It came out of somebody's pocket. Like, what does your team look like on the day to day? Like, is it just you, or is it a conglomerate of people, or
Right now,
Who
it's
can
just
claim Midwest League? Like, I'm on the squad. Yeah.
once when Leak Ladies are Leak Ladies, they are never not leak ladies.
Got
So
you.
like they
Blood in, blood out.
Got
Yeah.
Only way you leaving this
Is in a
your
casket.
time bomb.
So if you
Yeah.
want to know who can claim U.S. League, it's like a lot of people that have been a part of the team at one point. As far as day to day, it may only be a few people day to day, but when it's time, everybody is still
Everybody shows
supportive.
up.
Everybody get that call, that mass text like, "Hey, we
Kinda
doing this.
Voltron it up.
I need y'all to show up." That's tight.
No,
How do
that's
they?
fire.
Are you do you do sign ups for League Ladies?
trying to get down.
I'm asking some suggestions.
I haven't in a long time.
There's some people out. See, we need some new League
haven't-
Ladies. There's some
I need
people I know
to.
need to be League Ladies.
Okay.
That's like, yeah.
Now that's where the bottle girl thing comes in, because a lot of people, they are becoming bottle girls, but I haven't been offering the opportunity to do what we did then.
And bring it back.
Yeah, I know some people that should be League Ladies. And this is, I think it's a honor. They should consider it an honor.
Connect.
You guys want to help with the interviews?
He would love to.
He would do it.
My wife probably wouldn't allow
I'm
me to.
not.
The way this
Yeah,
sounds, I don't think I'm invited.
Yeah, I couldn't spend this. Hey, man, I'm going to the League
That's
Lady
all.
interview. I'll be
That's
back in
all
a couple
that
hours.
is.
Ain't gonna be too much.
About to go ahead and say it, baby. I'll be back.
I can't pull
What is
that
what
out.
is a leak
That was
lady? You know,
I'll be in there with my whole family. She said she had to come.
They
too.
part of the team. We just help pick the team. Nah, it ain't gonna
We're
work.
doing it for the city, babe.
That's all it is. 317.
I'm gonna look at the Instagram later, see how if I can pull it
Yeah,
off
for
or
sure.
not. I don't think I can. Just the sound of it.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound possible for me.
I do my phone like this, man.
No, that's crazy. And shout out to Music Mondays. How I know you've kind of already talked about this, but I want to make sure that we actually further highlight it. How has Music Mondays, or how is it continuing to further the Indianapolis music scene here? Because I think one of the biggest things I was just talking about this last week. We were talking about this last week on the show. Is like, we look at Ohio. They got artists coming out of Cleveland. They got artists coming out of
Cincinnati, Cleveland, Columbus,
And it's like, man,
Toledo. Yeah.
what is not happening here for us to break that mold and really, produce? We got superstar talent, but the world doesn't know it yet. And I feel like Music Monday is preparing that for the world. So I just want your take on that, man. I know I kind of loaded that question, but
How do we break through the glass?
how we make it happen?
I wish I had the answer to that. I don't have the answer to that though.
She said, "Nigga, I've been working. What you been
Man, nah. Listen, I'm trying to do my part. But
I
that's real though.
wanted to ask because
No,
I feel
I
like.
mean-
Go ahead, no more.
There's a lot of great people that have come from here,
Yeah.
and it's almost like representation matters, So when you see somebody do something, it makes you believe you can do it.
Real.
And so because people, when they think about here, they see who's done it, and each person that has done it left here to do it. And so I think it kind of discourages people, especially when it comes to rap, because when it comes to everything else, I mean, Indiana has some amazing
We do.
talent.
For sure.
How do
We get
you?
to claim Janet and Michael and
Yeah.
We can.
Babyface.
Yeah.
and-
Oh, you
That's
say
right.
Indiana.
They ours.
You know?
Got you. Yeah.
Gibbs.
They up in Gary, but we claim
I
them.
mean, Babyface.
Shout out to Babyface. Legend. You right.
How do you so something we struggle with a little bit is we get contacted a lot by like artists, but we just don't have. We got platforms for them, but it's not to the extent that they probably are needing it to be. But how do you kind of like sift through the talent, and what's the way to get to Midwest League or be on Music Mondays? Like, I'm sure you're overrun with artists trying to get on. How do you kind of get through it? Because we do okay, but we probably leave a lot of people on red that hate us right now.
I try to make as many things openly accessible as possible.
Okay.
So if they want to come to Music Monday, they can come to Music Monday. They can sign up for open mic. There's really not I'm not blocking anybody because I enjoy meeting the new people too. And so I just want to make sure they have the opportunity to talk to me.
Okay. Because I saw a story. I think Paris was telling us. She was like, I think she was trying to put some other people on.
Mm-hmm.
She came to you, and you were like, it's cool, but you got to do a little bit more, and I got you. So is that kind of like the level?
When they want something extra,
Okay.
like she was asking for them to be a headliner. So yes, anybody can sign for open mic, but I have to select the people that are going to be headliners. And so at the time, she was trying to get her boyfriend a spot. And like the thing with Music Monday, at least traditionally, it's been that people will come perform the same song, get people knowing their music and familiar with their face, and after they do that a few times, you'll find the whole club knows the words. It was a consistent crowd, and if someone can't do that, then it's not going to be an enjoyable experience. So I can't let everybody headline just because they like their music. They have to show that others do too.
It's got to be a need for it.
That's
real.
real.
Gotta want it. Like that.
That's fire. What's your favorite thing about the city of Indianapolis?
Everything.
Love
The
that.
good, the bad.
Love that answer. These niggas is weird out here, man. It just drives
real,
me nuts.
man.
It like brings me joy you say that, because the city's tight. I feel like the city's in a great place. We have great people like you doing big things in the city.
For
and
years.
People just like, oh my God, they
For
don't have hookah until
years.
7 a.m. I gotta move. I'm sick of you niggas.
It's not for everybody, I guess.
It's not.
Just I mean,
should
but
be, though.
it's issues that people that live here have that people in the city that you think is great that are from there, they have those issues
Oh
about
yeah,
their own
people
city.
think that people don't get shot in other cities.
Yeah.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, we just don't have their news.
They shooting guns. Yeah, we don't get the local Atlanta news. Why would we get that?
Niggas are definitely getting shot out there.
Pop, pop, pop.
Indeed.
Everywhere.
Well, the rappers, they tell us, guys.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
They
shoot.
let us know.
Are you
They
excited?
shoot down
Are you
there.
excited for All Star? Got something in your back pocket for that?
Maybe.
Okay.
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 We working.
Yeah.
Midwest League
Stay
working.
tuned. Biggest
Duh.
All-Star game in years coming here next year because they fucked it up this year. Thank you.
Yeah, Salt Lake City.
Did they?
Mormons out there.
It's terrible. Nobody liked it.
For sure.
The game or
Everything.
the experience?
He said you didn't hear that the players didn't get there till Saturday.
Yeah, I heard.
That's
It's
wild. Don't do
bad.
us like that now.
They can't. They
Don't
got
do
more.
that,
They got
LeBron.
more in store.
Come through. It's going to be a
I
good
totally love
time.
it here. All these side chicks be here.
Are you still looking at the page? Are you still
No,
on the page?
I'm not. I'm done with that.
The players
I look
love
at it
that.
like- I
Are we
look at
going
it
to
like
that?
the
Man, I'm sliding on
Nah,
Wednesday.
I got me something now.
I'm guaranteed you go see people. It's Tuesday. What you doing here? I got a game tonight. I'm out tonight. I'm going ahead and came in early. I bet you did.
That's fire.
We gonna see.
Nah, but you're an integral part to the city, and I appreciate you coming here and sharing us the history and providing more history about city of Indianapolis with everything you've done with our culture, man.
Thank you for stepping out of your comfort zone and coming.
Yeah,
here.
for sure. You did a great
I told you we'll
job.
have a little fun in here.
And one more question.
Yep, there it is.
There's three more coming.
There it
This
is.
is
Prepare for
important.
that. That's
One
not just
more.
Nah, just
He gonna give you three.
they all coming from over there.
Nah,
I might interject. We'll see.
You know, I know you're still working, you're still growing, you're still doing your thing. What's the pinnacle of success look like for you in the Midwest League?
Being able to have a full staff that makes their living off of being a part of my brand,
That's fire.
and building something else, like letting them run it and building the
And
next
the coffee
thing.
bars, then
Yeah,
going crazy.
I mean, not only that, but I really am passionate about telling people stories.
Yeah.
So I want to do more community-based storytelling and let someone that's really excited about the music and entertainment to do that part.
That's real.
It was definition of a hometown hero. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Nah, legit
Nah,
a
legitimate.
hometown hero, man. No, you've been putting in work, and this is amazing. And I just think
Thank
about
you.
and I know I kind of, sometimes my questions be loaded, but I just feel like there's always somebody out there listening to PreGame podcast needs to be inspired, and you're inspiring me right now. So I think a lot of times the hustle and the grind is going, meeting people, talking to people, making things happen, sacrifice whenever you got to sacrifice, make something happen. I feel like 119 copies of something like this for the city, by the city, independent
Yeah, this ain't no pamphlets and pages in
brands,
this mug.
entrepreneurs, business owners, highlighting other entrepreneurs, business owners, man, that is fire. And I feel like a lot of us feel like, oh, that can't happen. If that don't happen in Indianapolis, and it does, you weirdos.
It's right here. It's right here.
We got proof now. And so this was amazing, man. So I appreciate you, seriously,
I
Thank you.
appreciate you guys for having me.
for sure. Round of applause for Midwest League. And the awards are coming back, which is phenomenal, man. So if you want to cover, man, shout out to you. Anybody that's graced to cover Midwest League, you a legend. So
Oh,
this is
that's crazy.
fire, for sure. Indeed. Okay, question. Why not? I was going to ask earlier, but why not? What's your take on Black Expo right now? I feel like you've seen the rise and the fall of a lot of different things.
The rise and fall of Rome.
You know, how do we build and continue to build cultural events like this? And I feel like Midwest League, again, in 2007, I was in high school. I was a junior in high school, 17 years old, and Expo was crazy. We had big artists coming through. It was a big deal. Boys getting fresh, fly. And I feel like for Midwest League, that was also, you know, a great connection. So what's your take on that as an Indianapolis native and a legend?
Be careful when you talk about Expo.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
That committee is listening.
They listening.
I'm not. It's a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
Yes, me too.
So, Midwest League magazine started at Indiana Black Expo. I was a YVI kid, so
Wow.
I did their Youth Video Institute. I was a part of 360.
You was one of them cool kids. Man. Well, you know them cool kids that did that stuff. Like, how they do that? That's crazy.
Where y'all sign up for that at?
I don't
tight.
even remember how I learned about it, but once I got there, I was a part of the program.
You've been plugged for
through
a while
high school.
now.
And in 2007, there was so when it was time for Expo for Summer Celebration, we would move downtown like into the hotels so that we would be able to access all the events quickly. And we were setting things up, and there was an open table, and they offered it to me, and I was like, what am I gonna do with it? Well, you said you wanted to start a business, so bring your business. And I was like, well, I don't have anything, figure it out. Okay.
Wow.
So I put together a demo of the magazine, printed it for free in Butler's computer lab.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Free, man.
That wasn't free. You paid good tuition.
I did pay for it. I
Good
did.
tuition.
So I had a demo, and then we had a website that we put up, and that was the first leak booth too. We had my friend hand paint the leak logo on a curtain or a bed sheet.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Mom's looking for
This
that.
out the mud. It's really out the mud.
And we hung it up.
She had a fitted sheet too. The corner was like wrapped
It was
around
not
it.
fitting. But yeah, so we had the first leak booth there, and we let people look at the samples. It was like in a binder, and they signed up for the email list, and that's how I was pushed to just go ahead and bring Midwest
pursue.
League to
That
life.
made you jump. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
They
And it worked
pushed
out.
me. And so I love Expo.
Man,
I really think the question comes from
that's a great story though. That's fire.
when
man.
you grew up in the city, you knew how it was.
Yeah.
And we missed that.
No,
I want to
I
take my
understand.
kids down there and get the damn yardstick
The
in
yard
the convention
stick,
center.
yeah.
And I don't know if I'm going to do that. I don't know. And my kids are young, so we got some years
My
for
brother
it.
got a yard.
I went like
Really?
3 years
Man,
ago.
it's
The
just-
yardstick's still there,
It's
bro.
still
You go
there,
get it,
man. It's just
But it's like
Ain't
you're
that
down
many
there. What other excitement is there?
The thing is,
for the
people
yard?
seem to forget that it's on us to make it how we
I was
want it.
just
Yeah.
about to bring
It
that
is.
But how
up.
do we? But also, and these are just rumors. I don't want no smoke from the Black
committee.
Expo Illuminati.
the Illuminati
The committee. I heard
They're
it's tough to
listening.
get on that committee as a younger person.
You don't have to be on a committee to make something what you want it to be, because
I like this energy.
part of what people were excited about is seeing people down there, right?
Okay.
So if you and all your people go down there, like, it becomes a family tradition again. If you're not taking your children, then how do they make it a tradition for their children?
I sit with
This
these
is
niggas and they
valid.
complain every week.
We do.
Talking about, I want to get a yardstick. Go get a yardstick, nigga.
Check this out. But check this out.
That's
What
not what I
is?
said.
But how do I?
It's like my kids
how
get
do
a
I
yardstick.
motivate?
Take your kids get a
In 4 years,
yardstick.
you can't have one
How
yet.
can I motivate like my impressionable brothers? Like, hey, let's go down here and do this when they've heard all these things, or let's go. You know, this past free concert was tight. The few years before that, Patti LaBelle, Monica, crazy.
Yeah, it's solid.
That's
Before that, it's been kind of like, how many times are we going to see Stephanie Mills and Frankie Beverly Mays?
I mean, but
Frankie
that's
Beverly Mays
not.
come every year. I go. They ain't
Yeah,
been
they-
That's
I
one
listen to
thing.
They ain't been since 08.
Yeah.
And I need
a-
to get you guys
You
a
talking
copy
about
of the
7.
magazine with Gino on the cover, because he talked about how in Indianapolis there's a recipe, and if you go outside that recipe for entertainment as far as investing in concerts, It's a big gamble.
You can lose money.
Oh yeah.
So when you complain about the concert, but then he's saying, "I'll see them every year," it's a lot of people that are gonna say, "I'll see them every year."
I just think that there's, and I'm not talking about, and this is just
And
my
that's
opinion.
another thing.
I don't think that Drake is coming to the Black Expo.
No,
that is
not this
crazy
year.
for me to think. But I think that that they could just slightly step outside the comfort zone.
But look at what you
And
said.
people
Though.
like it.
You said that the last concert was great. So that means that there have been improvements. So you can't hold against them what happened.
Talk to these niggas.
That's fair. You're not wrong.
Talk
this
to
is
them.
how I've been
I
feeling
want
about
this year
it.
personally. I would like
She
to see
talking
Joe.
y'all
I'd like to
niggas
see Joe
down
at the
so
pre-concert.
calmly.
That'd be tight. Are they going to bring
She
Joe?
need to raise
I
her
would love to
voice
see
on you
Joe.
niggas.
I just feel like
How come I'm the
there's
most
a lot of
recent
people that
Black Expo
haven't
attendee
been
in the
to
room,
city.
and I ain't from here.
Where you from?
He's from here.
Calumet
He's
City.
from
Calumet
City.
City in
It's
Illinois.
like,
Where
well, how
his
many
roots at?
times?
The roots is here.
I get it. I personally don't need to see After 7 ever again. I've seen them a couple times. They were tight.
That's cool.
Y'all
Shout
niggas
out to
part of the
Episode.
problem.
They could
Fix
just,
it.
like I said, bring Joe. That would be tight. People will come see Joe. You will go see Joe.
But the last year's concert was great.
It was fire.
And you
Bring
know,
them back to
do
that
you know
point.
who's coming this year?
No.
Who? Tell me.
So then how can you complain about
I
what
don't
they
know,
haven't even
because
done
I'm
yet?
talking
These
about-
niggas.
It's just from what I've seen. There's nothing, and for
There's been more years of people having a ball than there's been.
I
of people
bet,
not.
but I personally,
Oh, she's so disappointed in you niggas.
just my opinion. I don't want to see Stephanie Mills.
Look at
that
this.
doesn't do
Who said
anything.
Stephanie
For me.
Look at the
Mills was
statue.
coming.
Look at the
I'm saying,
hand too.
there were some years where it was Stephanie Mills over
but
and over
not
again.
last year, and probably
this-
not
She
this
did it,
year.
but she's
I know.
And if she
talking about
comes,
Bring them
years
back.
ago.
I'm sure there'll be other people besides her.
I hope so. Please, God.
Hey, I ain't never seen somebody talk this nigga down
Nah,
without
this-
raising their
listen.
voice. You're a
There's
type.
a lot of Stephanie Mills. Though.
Hold on, I got one more question.
No,
We
answer her
done.
question. Why come you ain't
What
been
you
to
mean?
Expo?
I love that. I love your stance on it.
Why y'all ain't been to
Because
Expo? Go.
That makes me feel a little bit better about it because maybe I'm tripping a little bit.
Yeah.
I just know that what I've seen for the past, let's say the last 15 years.
But you really are answering your own question as far as how do you get your friends to come. You
Go.
state facts to them.
Get your
Because
ass on.
when I tell you the facts of what's happening, like, you can't dispute the facts. If there's something, like, look up the schedule. And you might be like, okay, you know what? This looks like it might be fun. My guys might like this. And then you use positive peer pressure. Hey, y'all, look what Expo's doing.
Hey,
Give them
Ladina,
a
she
chance.
put it on us, man.
I
She put it on
I
us.
said last year, I said, oh, this one's going to be tight. Because
Right.
Patty ain't really been here like that. This is going to be tight.
So that's how
I
you
knew
get your
that.
friends to go.
But the year before that, it was Stephanie Mills for
But
sure.
we're
And I
talking
was
about
nothing.
this year.
I was no. You're trying to negate the previous year. No, it happened.
Nah, that was fire.
I know you don't
man.
want to see Stephanie
Shout
Mills
out
no
to the
more.
Expo
either.
and shout out to you standing on that. Cause
Yeah, no, I love your passion about it.
10
I'll be
toes on you
my,
niggas.
My energy has not been, you know, I don't know. I just think
It
that
could
we
be
gotta-
better. Our
it could
energy
be
about it
better,
could be
and I love Unique Black Expo, what it stands for. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. I ain't gonna say I got into it with my stepdad, but last summer he was like, "Oh, we going to Expo." I was kind of like, "Man, why are you going up there?"
Look at you.
And he kind of
Deterring niggas from going.
He kind of got mad at me.
The problem.
you know,
They gonna do that.
and they are.
They gonna do that.
But I feel like that's the energy that that's needed. And shout out to you for opening my eyes to that. So I feel you, Dana. I might be.
Would you be mad though at like
Boosie?
no? That's no.
I'm just asking.
I'm cool.
I wouldn't
Y'all
be
love
mad.
that nigga.
I
He
wouldn't
can't
be mad at
come.
Boosie, but I would see why that would make older folks livid.
He ain't gotta be.
There are
He
some-
ain't gotta be the show. But he could be one of the
Like I
shows.
said, I'm not expecting Beyonce, but they could call like Keisha Cole or something. You know what I'm saying? Fantasia, they not doing nothing.
How do you know they haven't? You can't complain
That's
about
very
something that
true.
hasn't happened.
Keisha, pick up the phone. What are you doing?
Yeah, you're not doing nothing. Then that's on Keisha for being on
doing?
bullshit.
Selling them fish plates. Man, come to Indianapolis and do a show. Now I hope. Now I
said,
hope
where the
that's
fuck
not
is
the
Blue
case.
Can Trail
He
at?
still want the bag though.
Yeah, hey.
And what bag does she want?
Blue Can Trail cannot do the
He said to me,
concert. She only
business
got
is
one
bullshit.
Keisha still want the bag. You better believe that.
How much? What
song.
bag?
Keisha.
What does she
Keisha
need?
wanna do the
No, with
Friday
all due
night
respect,
concert.
Monica was just here, so Keisha can definitely come.
I know that.
Yeah.
Does she
Yeah,
know
Monica, I
that?
was saying Keisha
That's
on
what
her
I'm
song
saying.
years ago. I'm
Hey,
just
listen.
saying Keisha want the
Hey.
bag.
The Monica, it brought me
Z better
light.
have
I
a
said,
yardstick
oh,
this
they
year.
can get some people.
No, we not going. My daughter's not going down there yet.
See?
We're a year away. My children are young. You know this.
He don't,
we
he
not
don't
ready.
want to know
He don't have to walk through the
Yeah,
convention center.
we not ready. Oh, I would do that easily. That's fun.
Hey, it's a
I got a double stroller. We gonna get them in there.
Yeah, I went like
She not
right
ready.
before the pandemic. That was the last time I've been.
for sure.
I wanted to see it. I want to see what y'all was
Make
talking about.
IBE great again. Okay,
It's a lot of memories in my life.
last question, and we done.
I told you it was 3.
That was 4.
I told you it was
Y'all
3.
know
Done.
him.
We
Yeah.
done. It's over
Can't help
after this one. Now I don't know why, but why should people read the Midwest League? Why should they invest their time, make sure that it's something they follow, that they're a part of in the city of Indianapolis? Go.
It's important for people to know what's going on. It's important for people to see examples of others pursuing their passion. It might inspire them that they can too. It may be a service that they didn't know was available to them. Like on the back of that issue is Children's Express Care Clinic. So some people have never had the opportunity to have a black primary care physician. So
wow,
just letting people know the place is black owned.
That's crazy. I didn't know. Man, round of applause for Midwest League.
I can subscribe on the website. Right?
Yeah, you can read it.
Ladina from Midwest League holding us down.
I want the physical. I want to have like in my front room,
okay,
layer it out like we did when we was kids.
Like Jet Magazine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is gonna stay on the table.
Shout out to Sister one more time.
For
That's
sure,
damn good
man. Shout out to
magazine. Sister was fire.
I would buy
funny
it
as
today.
hell, man.
My mama got all the magazines. Essence.
You are
Sister.
funny as
Jet.
hell.
Nah, this is amazing. Let's move on, man. And shout out to Butler University too.
Shout out to them.
For sure. It's an IU podcast, though. Next.
It is. It truly is an
really
IU
is,
podcast. We just
Is that how y'all met at school?
Yeah.
I understand.
Well, I know DJ Who is Q my entire life. I know this David Ruffin since I've been alive. He's been in my life. He's my cousin, first cousin. But the rest of it's all IU. Next.
I enjoyed this.
This was good, man.
Shout out to
the
Ice
city.
Lounge.